Have you ever gotten to the end of a crazy busy day, collapsed on the couch, and just thought, what did I actually get done today? Yeah, me too. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful technique to help you see exactly where your most valuable resource, your time, is going. It's such a simple question, right? But for most of us, the answer is a total mystery. You feel busy, you're juggling a million things, but those big, important goals, they just don't seem to be moving forward. It is such a frustrating feeling, and it turns out it's incredibly common. So, let's frame this as a bit of a mystery. Every single day, hours just seem to vanish. Poof, gone, without a trace. We're going to become detectives of our own schedules to figure out exactly where they're sneaking off to. And this right here, this really gets to the heart of the problem. Most of us don't really know how we spend our time. We have a gut feeling, an assumption that we're being productive, but the reality is often completely different. We're operating on feelings, not facts.
So how do we solve this mystery? Well, the solution is a simple but, incredibly effective tool. It's called the Time Audit technique.
So what is it exactly? A time audit is just a simple exercise of creating a data log of your life for a few days. That's it. You track what you're doing, when you do it, and for how long. And let me tell you, it is a truly eye-opening exercise because the gap between how we think we spend our time and the reality, well, it's often massive.
Okay, and this is super important. This is not about judging yourself. The point isn't to feel guilty for scrolling on your phone or taking a long lunch. Not at all. It is simply about gathering objective data for one reason and one reason only: pure understanding. Because that understanding, that's what gives you the power to make intentional choices later on.
The whole process really breaks down into three core goals. First, you just track your activities. You're just creating a baseline. Second, you review that data, you look at the cold, hard facts. And finally, you analyze it to find the patterns. And this is where the magic happens. Where are your time sinks? When are you most focused? What's constantly interrupting you? All the answers are right there in the data. Because once you start looking, this technique starts to reveal all these patterns that are normally completely invisible in our day-to-day rush. You know, a time audit can uncover some seriously surprising truths. For instance, you might think you're only getting distracted for a minute here and there. But the data often shows that those tiny interruptions add up to hours of lost focus over the course of the day, whether you're at the office, at home, or trying to study. Let's zoom in on our professional lives for a second. A time audit here can be a complete game changer. It shines this bright, revealing light on how much of our workday just disappears into stuff like unproductive meetings, constant Slack or email notifications, and trying to multitask. And get this, here's a powerful real-world example. One professional, after tracking their time, discovered that these short daily status calls were eating up 2 full hours of their day, every day. Once they had that hard data, they could go back and suggest combining the calls or just switching to written updates and boom, reclaim all that time.
Oh, and this is a huge one for students. You might sit at your desk for 3 hours, right? But how much of that is actual deep, focused learning? A time audit reveals the truth. It might show you that your actual productive study time is way less than you think, which then lets you figure out how to close that gap.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, all right, I'm sold. How do I actually get started? Well, the good news is the process is surprisingly simple. Let's just walk through this quick 5-step plan. Okay, step 1, choose how long you're going to track. Somewhere between 3 and 7 days is usually perfect for getting a clear picture. Step 2, log everything. Use 15 or 30-minute blocks. The key here is just to be honest, not perfect. Third, at the end of each day, take a few minutes to review your log. Fourth, start to categorize your time. What was valuable? What was kind of a waste? And finally, the most important step of all, use what you've learned to plan the next week with real intention. And that right there leads us to the ultimate payoff of this whole exercise. See, this isn't just about tracking time. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with it. It's about moving from constantly reacting to everything to actually designing your day. Ultimately, a time audit works because of one simple but powerful principle: awareness creates control. Once you can truly see where your time is going, you finally get the power to decide where you want it to go. You're no longer just guessing or reacting to whatever life throws at you. This is the transformation we're talking about. You move from a reactive day, which feels chaotic, full of interruptions and constant guesswork, to a designed day, one where you are in control, you're calm, and you're focused on the things that actually matter to you.
There's a quote from author Roya that just captures the spirit of this perfectly. Start using time as it truly is, the most valuable resource you own. At the end of the day, this isn't just about productivity hacks. It's about honoring your time.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The time audit, it gives you the map. It shows you the entire territory of your days with perfect clarity. The only question left is, now that you can see it all, how will you choose to spend it?